Thank you for meeting with me again,
No
Nathan.
problem.
So in our last meeting, you shared one of your biggest needs that Dayton Freight has is that um, you guys struggle a lot with workers in poor weather conditions, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
So you're kind of looking for something to better, I guess, make it more bearable to work in extremely hot or extremely cold weather. You said that the weather can be the hardest thing for the workers and sometimes that it prevents them from working efficiently and getting the job done.
Yes.
Correct. Okay, so from my understanding, you also stated that in the last meeting, Dayton Freight struggles with losing some of their dock workers to like XPO Logistics and ABF Freight because of these working conditions.
Yes.
So we're still in agreement of all of this.
Yes.
Okay. So last we spoke, you also stated that your top priority is like worker satisfaction, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so I recently read some reviews from previous and past workers from Dayton Freight that said they enjoy working at Dayton Freight. They're very good with like caring for their employees, but when it comes to working conditions, that's the hardest part about it. And it can have like an extreme effect on some of their health. Do you have anything?
I mean, that's definitely true. It's hard sometimes.
So what I would like to do for you today is take you through some of our features of our weather adapting coat, based on your needs and explain how they will benefit you and your employees' work situations.
Okay.
Okay. So the first feature that we have in our coats is the weather adapting technology. So basically what it does is once you put the coat on, it assesses itself to like your skin temperature as well as the outside of the coat assesses the temperature around you. And like let's say it's cold outside, it'll get warm like a heating blanket or an ice pack when it's really hot.
Okay.
Okay. So what this means is that if your dock worker comes in at like 4:30 in the morning and it's, -2 degrees with a really bad wind chill, what this coat will do is it will like heat up to about 75 degrees, give or take, and will act as a windbreaker to help with that wind chill and to prevent wind burn.
Okay.
Okay, so is this the benefit you were looking for when you claimed that you wanted a product that helped make your workers more comfortable in these sorts of weather conditions?
Yeah, I think that's what we would be looking for. What are we thinking, like cost-wise, like per coat or like maybe like bundle deals, like if we were to get a few of them at once?
So how we run our bundle deals is basically, let's say you buy 7 to 10 coats in a bundle. So you're looking about $300 to $400. It also will depend on, the time of year. So we run specials around like Christmas and, like the 4th of July. That's a really big one because that's around like the peak hottest time of the year. Mm-hmm. But if you were like to buy some in spring, sometimes we'll run like, you buy 2, you get 1 free. Typically our coats run around $30 to $40 if you buy them individually. So the other thing that we can do too to kind of accommodate with you is the product the coat has a hood with drawstrings on it, so it stays on your head like like you would expect, but it also has that adapting weather technology. So if your ears are really cold, it'll warm up to keep your ears warm and like your scalp warm and prevent like cold wind, or if you're sweating really bad, it'll help cool your entire face off. And then we also provide gloves, which do the same thing as well, but they're like the working gloves with the grips on them, so they would be reasonable for, like linemen or dock workers or, the military.
Okay.
So
how effective are they? Have they been like tested in like this type of work, or how effective are they?
So these jackets were originally created for construction workers, military, and linemen. These coats can be worn year round, and they have useful things, like they can be worn in any sort of weather condition. They also have like they are made from a material that doesn't rip very easily, so they're pretty, tough,
Okay.
I guess. And they don't like pill, and each coat comes with a 10-year warranty. So if something does happen or the coat doesn't work, it stops working the way that, you're expecting, we replace that one for free.
Okay.
If you're interested in testing one, we'll talk about that. We'll allow you to do that. But you talked about how your workers struggle with keeping, like you also talked about how you guys struggle with keeping workers due to this kind of weather. So this kind of will be a really good competitive advantage for you guys to have, as opposed to like ABF or XPO. It'll be a good competitive advantage to offer your workers. It's kind of like a benefit. Okay. So, because they can wear it doesn't look like a work coat, so they can wear it to other things outside of work.
Okay, I got you.
So what I've done here is explain the features that our weather adapting coats can provide as a result to the needs you identified. Are we on target here, or are we missing something? Is there anything we're missing?
I think that's what we're like. We could be looking for. Could be potentially help us. You kind of touched on them being sturdy and stuff like that. But how durable are they as far as getting snags or our dock workers that go through a lot, and how durable are they going to be up to those conditions?
So pretty honestly, I mean, like I said before, they don't wear and tear easily. They don't pill. If they do get caught on something, we've had to have like somebody get caught on a hook and it rip, or somebody fall and it,
Yeah.
But for the most part, they're kind of like, the outside of the coat is made out of a material similar to what like Carhartt uses. So, they're not going to be ripped easily, but you have to keep in mind, like, we have the windbreaker feature as well. So, I mean, it will act as a windbreaker, that material can be pretty thin. So it's made out of a material that's sort of in between. So it all depends on what's going on in the situation at the time. But like I said, they have the 10-year warranty as well.
Awesome.
So I also want to offer you this ad from our website that provides you with all the information about our coats. We also have some information on this about our ratings and some past companies that offer or that gave us some reviews and feedback to kind of show you like some of the past people who have used these coats and people who still do have the coats.
Okay.
So basically what I do is I want to offer you a trial run with these coats. I have a couple coats that I like 1 to 3 that I want to give to you and your at least 1 to 3 workers to use for the next 2 weeks. And then what I want to do is I want to follow up with you and kind of talk about like how you guys felt about them and what we can do, if there's anything we could do differently, and if you guys would be interested in purchasing our product. So does that sound good?
Yeah, that sounds good. I think the only other question I may have is just how, comfortable as far as in like freely moving for our workers. They have to, climb, they have to pick things up, bend down, and whatnot. How comfortable are they as far as like being able to keep them free moving?
They are pretty comfortable. Like, they are made out of like a really soft material. It's some rayon. There's like, I think they're like 68% rayon, like 20% nylon and spandex. So they're movable. Like, you can stretch in them, you can reach up and stuff like that. So we've had pretty good feedback from all of that as well.
Okay. I don't have any more questions.
All right. Well, thank you for your time, and we'll talk again in 2 weeks, okay?
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah.